to a brand new episode of the Riff Rundown. Hope this is finding you and yours doing well this weekend. My name is Petrilli, here with my friends at Fishman for a brand new episode of the Riff Rundown. I've gotten so many requests for this song. It is beautiful, it is haunting. We'll be learning it today. The Needle and the Damage Done by Neil Young. That's what we'll look at today. So have your acoustic guitar in standard tuning for this lesson. As always, if you're enjoying these weekly lessons that I do here on YouTube, please be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Really does help me out a ton. Truly, truly does. And if you want to check out all the cool Fishman gear that I use in these lessons, including the RS Spectrum DI and the Matrix Infinity pickup that I have inside of my Martin today, go ahead and click the link down below to learn more and to find out all the cool stuff that Fishman is working on these days. And many of you ask how you can support me for these lessons that I do. I have a Patreon page, I have a Bandcamp, I have original music out, I have an original band. It really helps me out if you support and, check out the music, all that good stuff. Really does help me out a ton. So I thank you in advance. Link down below to find out all about that stuff. Okay, so before we get started, I like to ask questions. So please do let me know where you are tuning in from and your favorite Neil Young song. Put in the comments. I want to know. Acoustic guitar, standard tuning. Let's have some fun. The beautiful, the haunting, the needle and the damage done. Here we go. So let's go ahead and get started. So the intro covers a ton of ground, meaning that it's very similar to the verse. And it's really just a really beautiful, haunting song. It's really great. So let's go ahead and get started. We're gonna look at the intro here. I'm gonna play through it again. I'm gonna play through it slowly because there is a lot going on, but once you kind of get the hang of what's happening, you're gonna pick it up pretty fast. So again, you can't play anything fast, you can't play slow. And I'm gonna play through this very slow. So here we go. We're gonna break this down in parts. Let's go ahead and get started. So we're gonna start with our D chord. D, F sharp, and A are our tonal centers here, and the D sus2. So D, E, and then A are the notes that make up that one. So D chord, first three fingers, first finger, second fret of the G string A, second finger, second fret of the high E string, F sharp, and our third finger on the third fret of the B string, which is D. So that's what we're looking for. What we're gonna start with is the open D string, then an upstroke on the D chord, okay? So we've got, from there, we're gonna hit the open D string again, and this time, the upstroke, we're gonna lift that second finger up, now playing the D sus2 with that open E string. So, again, slowly. Let's do that again. Once more. What we're gonna do next, B string, G string, and B string. Those notes, D, A, and D, respectively, okay? So, now notice when I'm striking those final three notes, I'm not striking them like that. I'm striking them with a little bit of a wider strum-like attack, okay? Because this whole song here, it's built on that movement of that arm, okay? So, it may take a minute to get really precise in those pick movements, but you can do it. Again, you can't play anything fast, you can't play slow, okay? So notice, like, watch my strumming hand. See how it's a very da-da-da, okay? Kind of really open, okay? So work on that precision, and again, something I want to mention for this entire song, don't hold the pick too hard, because it's gonna start to sound really robotic and kind of tinny. I want you to relax that wrist, okay? When you're strumming here, be very relaxed, okay? That's a big thing, and let the pick do the work for you, okay? So try to keep that in mind when you're learning this. So that's the first part. Okay, not too bad. From there, okay, that second finger removed, right, to make the D sus2, I want you to bring it here, okay? Reach it up to the 3rd fret of the A string. It's gonna be your C note. Now, move that first finger out of the way. We don't need it anymore because we want that open G string. So what's gonna happen here is this. Okay, so what's happening here, we strike C, 3rd fret of the A string, then we hit D, 3rd fret of the B string, then we hit the G note, open G string, and from there, strike upwards on the high E string and the B string. That sounds like this, slowly. Let's do that again. And alternate picking really helps with this too. Okay, so making sure you have a little bit of that wiggle in your wrist. From there, go to the D note, open G string, back to D. And again, with that kind of strumming attack, not that we don't want, okay? Keep that arm moving. We're keeping the train moving here. So let's go through that part a couple times. Okay, let's combine it with part 1. Here we go, D major. Part 2. There we go. Okay, what happens next? From here, we're gonna go to G over B. All you're gonna do, see that move? First finger plays the B note, 2nd fret of the A string. We're gonna do the same kind of string attack. Hear the descending bass line from D to C to B, okay? So, what happens here? Hit that B note, upstroke from the B string and that open G string, hit the G string by itself, then hit the high E string and B string together, then B string, G string. Let me play through this nice and slowly. Let's combine it with the rest. Okay, from there, we're going to go to the B flat 6. This is how I like to play this, with my first finger playing the B flat, 1st fret of the A string, and my pinky finger playing D on the 3rd fret of the B string. Okay, that's the chord we're going to play there. Now, what we're going to do, we're going to strike the B string or the A string, the B flat note by itself. We're going to strike upwards on the B string and that open G string. Strike the G string by itself. And then some nice, like, feathery at the end, including that high E string and the B string. Okay? So for context, it's going to sound like this. again. Okay, let's go through that part of the intro one more time, and then we'll get to the part with the C's and the E sus2s and the E, okay? Or E sus4 rather, so here we go. Let's do that again. Really beautiful, isn't it? So this next part here is going to sound like this. I'm going to play it slow. Okay, so we're going to start on C. We're going to use all 4 of these fingers for this C chord. So what we're going to do, C chord, C, E, G are our tonal centers, first 3 fingers. Here's how we play it. C, first fret of the B string. E, second fret of the D string with your second finger, and your third finger plays C, third fret of the A string. Okay, what we want to do is a down up stroke on this. Okay, we're continuing that nice kind of shuffle, okay, that the song has. So we've got, from there, we're going to lift that second finger out of the way, second fret of that D string. Okay, what we want to do is we want to open D string, and then we want to hammer on with that second finger back to that E note. From there, upstroke on the G string, B string, and high E string. This is going to be a common thing we see for the rest of this intro. Okay, so just like that, upstroke light, don't hold the pick too hard, don't be too forceful, okay? Nice and light, let the pick do the work for you. So that's it. Let's do that again. From there, we're going to play the open G string. Then, you guessed it, E string, B string, G string, upstroke. Let's do that again. Once more. From there, we're going to lift that second finger out of the way again, okay? We're going to play the open G string, and with that second finger, we're going to hammer on at the second fret of that G string, so A, and then upstroke. With that second finger still down on that A note, second fret of the G string, like that, okay? So, that's what we're looking for. Let's do that again. Okay, now, we're going to incorporate our pinky finger now, okay? So what we're going to do here, we're going to strike that A note where our second finger is, second fret of that G string, and we're going to hammer on with that pinky finger on the third fret of that G string, which is a B flat. And then we're going to upstroke, you guessed it, E string, B string, G string again, okay? While holding that pinky finger down on that B flat, okay? So it's that B flat and that C and that E that are being played at the same time. Okay, let's do this again, slowly. Once more. Now, what we do next, hit the A note, lift your pinky finger out of the way, second fret of the G string, hit that A note by itself, then upstroke, then you hit the open G string, lift up that second finger, then you guessed it, upstroke, E string, B string, G string, and now let's do that slowly. One more time. Now, we're gonna get our pinky finger. We're gonna place that on the 3rd fret of the D string, and then we're gonna upstroke that. So, open E string, B string, G string. And that's gonna lead us to our E sus4. Let's play through that whole section again, then we'll get to the E sus4 to E section. So here we go. Let me make a stronger C chord, here we go. One more time. Now, from here, it's gonna be a quick switch. What I want you to do, see the 2nd finger that doesn't have a job yet? We're gonna give it a job right now. I want you to place it on the 2nd fret of the A string, that's our B note. Following suit, 2nd fret of the D string, I want your 3rd finger there. 2nd fret of the G string, I want your 4th finger there. There is your E sus4. I want you to play it like this because when we go to an E, all you're gonna do is put the 1st finger down and then lift the pinky finger out of the way, okay? So I want you to play that chord like this. So there's your E sus4. Now, this is how we're gonna do it. This is kind of fun. We're just picking out the notes in the chord and then doing the upstroke on the E string, B string, and G string. That's it. So what we're gonna do here, strike the G string, upstroke, high E string, B string, G string. So let's do that again. Then, get the next string up, the D string, 2nd fret. Hit that note, and you guessed it, high E string, B string, G string. Then A string, upstroke, E string, upstroke. That sounds like this without the commentary. Again. That's it. Now, E major's next. Remember what I said. Lift the pinky finger out of the way, put the 1st finger down, okay? So we're moving that A, we're making it a G sharp, okay? 1st finger on the 1st fret of the G string, okay? And we're gonna do a very similar thing, okay? Hit the G string, so that G sharp, upstroke on those high 3 strings. Then we go to the D string, upstroke. Then we go to the A string, upstroke. Now, what we do here, we don't go back to that E. I want you to lift that 2nd finger. We're gonna play the open A string, and then upstroke again, okay? So from the E sus4, it sounds like this. And then we get into the verse, okay? So that's the intro. Really wanted to take my time on that because it is so, so beautiful, okay? Let's do the whole intro and then we'll get into the verse, although we've already pretty much learned it. So here we go. Here comes the C. Okay, so here's what happens in the verse. The verse sounds like this. Okay, a little bit easier than the intro, kind of cool. So as you notice, the D to D sus2, C to G over B to the B flat 6 are exactly the same as we did in the intro. Yes, exactly the same. Now that's the part where I hear you knocking on my cellar door. I love you, baby, do you have some more? instead of doing the, right, that part with the melody line underneath the chords, we're just gonna play the chords, folks. Pretty awesome. So what we're gonna do is C, so that, oh, the damage done. It's a C chord to an F chord. Listen, you can play this, you can play this, you can play this. I'll let you choose which F you like to play. I kind of go back and forth when I play this. I kind of like to do this one sometimes. Sometimes I like to do the bar chord. And sometimes I like to grip the other F chord that lives here with the tiny pinch on the first fret of the B string and the high E string. So I'll leave that up to you. Either one's gonna sound great, all right? So what we've got there is C to F. Oh, the damage done. You're gonna go back to that E sus4, okay, that we did in the intro. You're gonna resolve it to an E major, okay, making that A a G sharp. You're gonna give this 2 strums, okay? Great riff that's coming up here. I love this. So, check this out. 2 strokes of that E chord, okay? Lift the second finger that's on the second fret of the A string out of the way. Play the open A string, hammer onto that B note, second fret of that A string. Then you're gonna upstroke on those high 3 strings again. Listen, if you get the D string, it's fine too, okay? It's all good, it's all good. From there, now we're gonna have our third finger do a little slide here, okay? You're gonna strike the second fret of the D string, that's our E note, we're gonna slide it up to F sharp, 4th fret. From there, after you do that slide, do that upstroke, okay, on those high strings, then bring it back to that E note, 2nd fret of the D string. That's gonna sound like this. Okay? Just like that. And then resolves to that D chord again. So, let's do the verse. I'm gonna play it slowly. Follow along, you can do this. And let me know how everyone's doing in the comments, please. I always like to know. So here we go. Hear you knocking on my cellar door. I love you, baby, can I have some more? Oh, the damage done. Here comes the riffs. Repeat. Da, 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 okay, repeats, 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 repeats. It's a short song. I think it's like not even 2 minutes. So that's what's happening there. That's the intro and that's the verse. As far as the outro goes, okay, that sounds like this. Very similar to the intro again, okay? So that sounds like this. And let it fade out, okay? It's pretty cool, pretty cool. It's a nice, good upstroke, okay? So let's do that outro again. Pretty cool stuff. So what we're gonna do here, got plenty of time. I wanna go through the whole song again. So we're gonna go through intro, we're gonna go through verse, and then we're gonna do that outro. So I will call out the parts. Again, if you're enjoying these lessons, please be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Really does help me out a lot. Be sure to click that thumbs up button and the notification bell, all that Good stuff. I think the subscription thing is like over here somewhere. Yeah, it's good stuff. Thank you all so much for tuning in. It's always just such a blast. This is, I'm kind of bummed I didn't teach this one earlier, but I'm glad we're teaching it now. So here we go. Intro. I'm going to pick up the speed a little. Let's repeat that verse. C, then to F. E sus4. E riff. I hear you knocking on my cell door. I love you, baby. Do you have some more? Oh, damage done. Getting too into it. There we go. Then the outro. It's a powerful song. Oof. Oh boy. Such a powerful song. Really great. So, like I always say in these lessons, you can't play anything fast, you can't play slow. So really take your time when you're going through these parts. I would suggest, and I mentioned it at the top too, when you are learning that part, have a very relaxed strumming hand, okay? Don't hold the pick too hard. You can hear the difference. I'm gonna squeeze the pick really hard, listen. And that's just the grip, right? Listen, when I relax, that pick glides at just the right touch over those strings without it projecting too much. Because as I say, like the pick is the cheapest amplifier you can buy. So there's a lot of power in these little plectrums. So a very light touch when you are strumming and picking out the notes in this song. I can't stress that enough. Very, very light touch. Nice wiggle in the wrist. Okay, we don't want anything too hard. Again, and relax those fingers too, the second, third, and fourth finger on that strumming hand. I know for me, that helps me a lot when I'm going through and playing. It just helps me relax a little more. Because if I make a fist, it's kind of like a stressful move through the body. So be relaxed when you play this. And when you are practicing this, go through each part and go slowly. And my advice to all of you when you're learning this, play each part until you can't play it wrong, and then move forward. So play it till you can't play it wrong, okay? And well-intentioned practice makes for really great playing, okay? So keep that in mind. I know you can play this. As always, it is such a joy doing these week after week. I want to thank my friends at Fishman for helping me do these lessons. That is just so wonderful. And most certainly, I want to thank all of you. Thank you so much for being so kind to one another in the comments. I know I say it every week, but I so appreciate it. We are all students, and I love how everyone in the comments is so uplifting to one another and where they are in their journeys. I see it and I appreciate it, and let's just keep that going, everybody. It's really great stuff. And what else do I want? Yeah, thumbs up. Okay, Restream, cool. Perfect timing. There we go. There were fireworks a few weeks ago, and now we get the thumbs up. I love it. So, as always, wishing you much success on your musical journeys, everyone. Have a lovely summer. I'll be taking a little time off, so I'll be taking a couple weeks off for summer, and everyone,